Hello, 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 everyone. Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. What the word? I hope you guys are having a great Thursday so far. Let's see. Hey, Miss Dolores, hello there. How are you? Hey, Evangelist. Hey, Lolita. Hello there. Hello, hello, Deja. Teresa. Hello, hello. Now, guys, y'all in trouble. I'm gonna tell y'all why y'all in trouble. Y'all in trouble. Hey, Aries. Let me tell y'all why y'all in trouble. Because y'all let me in the show yesterday and I never spent the wheel. Y'all did not say, Savvy, spin the wheel, spin the wheel. I went in there and had it pulled up and everything. Y'all know I be moving 1,000 miles a minute. Y'all know I'm a little busy bee. So when when I got off, I was like, oh my God, I forgot to spin the wheel. So we're about to spin the wheel right now so that I can ensure that the wheel gets spent. All right. So this is for the month of April raffle. Okay. So the person that wins this, you do get exclusive savageroyalty.com merch that has not been released as of yet, and you will be the first person to get it. Okay. Now, in order to enter into this month's raffle, all you have to do is get into the Spaces by Wix app and create a conversation by making a post. Okay. So basically, being a conversation starter. When you begin a conversation, and every time you begin a conversation, you are then entered into May's raffle, which will be pulled at the end of the month. Okay. I thought you changed your mind. I can't change my mind on something like that. What the world? I can't change my mind. Evangelist always claim it and then she wins. If this lady wins this time, I'm gonna be like, listen here, lady. You only gave a hint that you were ending and then ended. Y'all know I be moving 1,000 miles per minute. Y'all know I be going. I'm a little busy bee. I be all over the place. Mine be 1,000 places at one time. I promise, y'all. I promise. So we about to get ready to spin the wheel right now because I am not doing that again. All right, here we go. Let me do this and share it over here, and we're gonna go ahead and get it out the way right now. Okay. 1 second. I can't see if y'all are typing anything because I'm on the other screen trying to share it. Okay. So 1 second. All righty. Let's see how this goes. Add this up there. All righty. Let's spin the wheel. I know you like Evangelist. What is she doing over there? Evangelist. This lady done won 3 times. Do you be sowing a lot of seeds? Do you sow a lot of seeds, Evangelist? Can you repeat that? Yes. Evangelist, do you sow a lot of seeds? Like, do you do like a lot of give backs and all that? Oh no, exactly. Like, dude, that's why I gotta ask. Yes, yes, she does. That's what it is. She sow a lot of seeds because I think this is like her third month in a row winning, y'all. I swear, like this is crazy. Yeah, it's because she sows a lot. Yes, congratulations, Evangelist, on your winnings. It's because she sows a lot of seeds, y'all. A lot of seeds, a lot of seeds. That and all her seeds is flourishing. Period. I know that's right. Well, I'll be sending you your merch, okay? So make sure that you message me and send an address that you would like me to send it to, and I will get it to you, okay? She found one of Microsoft hidden features and now it's messing with you. Like it's messing with me, like it's messing with me for real because she won 3 times in a row. And the last one she said, when I put it on space, she said, I'm a win. And then she won. And then this time she came in the comments and she said, I'm a win. And she won. It's like, so it lets me know it's because she's sowing seeds. I'm in ministry and I give back to a lot of people. That's what it is. She gives back a lot. And when you give back a lot, y'all, you can kind of manifest your blessings and your blessings just fall in place for you. So I know that's what it is. I know that's what it is. Alrighty, guys. That's dope to know though. That lets you know that sowing seeds do definitely work. That lets you know that sowing seeds definitely do work, y'all. Well, congratulations, and just send me an address. Um, so she is also Jeanette. No, Jeanette got pulled out because she didn't respond. Remember, you got 24 hours to respond, and she didn't respond. So because she didn't respond, I spin it again for the next person. That's how it works. And then her name, so Jeanette's name, if you look here, it's not on the I pulled her off. Let me see. Done. So if you look here, I pulled Jeanette's name off. It's not there anymore. And it's because she won. Alrighty, guys. Let's get in today's show, okay? Oh, that's amazing. Lord. All right. She's blessed upon blessed. Alrighty, guys. So this story right here is kind of crazy. It's out there in Nova Scotia, Canada, where there was two children that were home with their parents and suddenly disappeared out of nowhere and have not been found. But the circumstances surrounding the case is kind of crazy and it's kind of strange. There's some allegations of meth usage. Some allegations of a lot of things within the household. So I'm going to show you a video that's been circulating, and then I'm going to tell you the story, and then we're going to go back to the video, and you guys tell me what you think. Okay?
Wait, my birthday.
Ready? Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Jack. Lily. Stop, honey.
Blow it, go.
Yay!
Happy birthday! Say happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Okay. So is there anything that you guys Hey, the bishop from the UK. Hello there. Is there anything odd that you noticed in that video? Type in the comments and let me know, okay? So Lily Sullivan, she is 6 years old, and then you have Jack, he is 4. They have been missing as of May the 7th of this year, of course. And they were reported missing, I'm sorry, on May the 2nd, and they're still currently missing as of yesterday and today, okay? So Lily and Jack are young, and they're part of I don't know if I'm saying this right, okay? But it's Kmaq or Kmaq. I'm not sure how they say it out there, or My Kmaq. It's like an organization. So My Kmaq First Nation siblings that was living there, that was living with their mother. So you have their mother and stepfather who lives there. Um, and a 16-month-old sibling as well. So the children was last seen on the morning of May the 2nd of this year at their home. So the children also reportedly had stayed home from school due to Lily having a mild cough. So their school attendance that week had ended on Tuesday, April the 29th, and there was no school that Wednesday, and they both were kept home on Thursday and Friday. So they have already been away from school and not seen in the days previous to them being reported missing. Okay. So at approximately 10 a.m. on May the 2nd of 2025, the RCMP was contacted by Brooks Murray, who is the parents, as they said that they did notice that the children were missing from the home. So they also claimed that the children had quietly slipped out through the backsliding door while the parents were still in the bedroom with the baby. So initial police assessments had found that there was no sign of abduction and that the case was treated as a search and rescue. However, the RCMP Majors Crime Unit have been involved since the early stages. So by May the 6th, police did confirm the investigation has now broadened, and a suspicious element has not been ruled out in this case. So as of right now, there has been no confirmed sightings, no evidence of an abduction, and they're focused on the theory that the children possibly wandered off. So despite this, it is stated that Daniel, he who is the father, stepfather, should I say, he believes that the children may have been abducted and also had urged the officials to search in the borders or possibly airports. He has fully cooperated with the investigators, providing phone data, submitting to interviews as well, and offering a lie detector test and a drug test. So Daniel was not treated as a suspect, but he does remain to be a key figure in this investigation timeline. So on April the 29th, here's the complete timeline of this case. April the 29th, which was a Tuesday, last confirmed to be at school was Lily and Jack. They did go to school that day. April the 30th on Wednesday, there was no school. May the 1st, which was a Thursday, the children had stayed home reportedly because they were sick. May the 2nd, which was a Friday. On that morning, the parents had claimed that they was asleep with the baby and they last had seen and heard Jack was in the kitchen. Okay. So around 10 a.m., the children had discovered to be missing. And then that's when they called the authorities immediately. There was no Amber Alert issued. And the RCMP did cite a lack of abduction evidence. Okay. So, because as you guys know, in order for them to say that there was for some form of abduction, sometimes in some places, I don't know how it is in Canada, but I do know that here in the US, you must have some form of vehicle attached to this as well to make them feel as though that this is some sort of abduction, but they do not believe that that is so in this case. So on May the 3rd, which was a Saturday, the search efforts did intensify, and the public criticism had mounted over the lack of Amber Alert that was provided in this case. So the mother did give her first media interview where she did plead for her children's return. But between May the 4th and May the 5th, which was a Sunday and Monday, hundreds of volunteers, drones, and helicopters, including a K9 units, were deployed. Terrain was reported to be difficult and hazardous during the time, and Daniel had publicly expressed his fear of abduction that day. So on Tuesday, Daniel had interviewed for 4 hours with the major crime units. RCMP did reinsert that there was no sign of foul play as of now, but they do acknowledge that the investigation is starting to expand. The community response has escalated, and there is a comparison to other, historic cases that has happened in that area as well. As of May the 7th, search officials have said that they have now scaled back on this investigation and how they are investigating. RCMP stated that the likelihood of the children being alive is very low at this point. So they're saying that the terrain exhaustion has been cited in this case, and that cadaver dogs, not yet was able to be used in some of these steps of this investigation. So they're saying that the terrain coverage over 4 square kilometers of searching that was marked by pink ribbons. And then you also had shirts and blankets and water bottles but none of them did belong to any of the children. They did say that Daniel had handed over his phone, as I said before, and they did offer a drug test and polygraph test. So as of right now, there has been no arrest. I did see some allegations that there was an arrest possibly made, but I haven't seen any official messages come out to say so. Now, in looking into this case, I did find that there are, and many people did find that there were some inconsistencies, whether it be with the mother or whether it be with the father or the stepfather. Their stories just doesn't make sense. There's a lack of emotion in this case. And as you guys know over here, when we see lack of emotion during children cases, because I covered them so much, lack of emotion is something that we always look at a lot. And it's because a lot of times when it's a lack of emotion, it's because the people that are being questioned know more than what they're saying. Okay. And they cannot force something that is not there. Okay. Now, yes, a guilty person can force tears, but for some people, they are incapable of forcing tears. So for an example, the father did do, as the stepfather, he did do a interview. He wiped his eyes, but there was no tears there. The mother did a interview as well, and it was kind of like a lack of emotion there. So so the children are members of the First Nation through their maternal grandfather, who Chief Glasgow and the community did demand more aggressive alerts and national missing person system reform as well in the situation. So people are questioning and also giving public criticism. Many question why the Amber Alert has not been provided in this case, and the police has maintained that protocol has been followed. And then local leaders. So the warden, Robert Parker, he did state that this is the most community upsetting event that they had since a mine disaster that was there. So when it comes to the volunteer surge, there was up to 160 personnel that were involved daily, including newly formed Nova Scotia guards to search and rescue volunteers, and public safety officers was also there on the scene as well. Now here goes the inconsistencies. One, of course, is the Amber Alert that was not issued despite the age and the vulnerability that is in this case. An Amber Alert was not issued. You also have inconsistencies in the parents. So Daniel had claimed that he had saw Lily that morning, but he never saw Jack. So the sliding door was claimed to be silent, making it plausible but questionable on how two toddlers was able to, you know, go out of there undetected. Now, it is said that he's also say that they got up they got up at one moment, okay, and told them to be quiet because they were too loud. But then they also say that they got up again because they were too quiet. And because they were too quiet, that's when they realized that they needed to search for them. Okay? Now keep in mind that that doesn't make sense, for one, because the mother claims and told the media that the children had mild autism, but were not nonverbal, despite the circulating rumors that are out there. My question is this: why are you sleeping alone, leaving two children alone that is autistic? That's one thing that doesn't make sense to me. If anyone has an autistic child, okay, anyone who has an autistic child, we know that is not something that you would do. You just don't go to sleep, close yourself off in a room with another child while you leave other children there that are autistic alone by themselves for hours so that you can get sleep. That's negligent within itself. Because as we know, autistic children, they love to explore. They love to do different things. They love to wander. They love to seek and find. They love to do those things. So why would you find it safe to lay down with another child while you leave two children that are 4 and 6 that you're saying that is autistic by themselves, unattended? Even with you saying that they will be able to quietly get out of the sliding door. And how she heard, that's what I just said, Destiny. That's one of the inconsistencies that I just pointed out. Yes, ma'am. Because she said that the sliding door is quiet, but how did you hear how did you hear them then? If it's quiet when the sliding door opens, how did you hear them or hear any? Something doesn't make sense here. And then you also have the mother's absence in block of contact. So during this investigation, the mother has left the area within 24 to 48 hours. And she also blocked Daniel on social media, and she is no longer giving interviews. She also made her page private. She doesn't want to talk to anybody. So they're saying that the reason why she left the area is because there was an argument between two families during the search. So the authorities told them to separate themselves. I don't care what the authorities said. My children went missing here, and this is where I shall be. He's the stepfather. If he wants to go, he can. But if my children go missing here, this is where I shall be. I'm not going anywhere. Just in case my children find their way home or anything, or I want to put boots to ground and search for myself when you guys leave. But my children went missing here, and this is where my boots will be. So I don't know. That ain't even an excuse of leaving within 24 to 48 hours of an investigation for your missing children that you say is autistic. You should not be leaving anywhere. You should be when the search teams leave, you're still outside. When you need a little nap, a little rest, go in there, take a little nap, come back out, search for more. You don't totally leave and go to the next town over where your children is still missing. That lets us know that you're not focused on what's going on. That also shows guilt in itself, because one thing that I know as someone who studied crime in and out is that suspects like to distance themselves from the crime scene and the crime as far as they can. They like to distance themselves from the location of the crime and the victim as much as they can. So, with you leaving this area, with your children still possibly somewhere here, you're distancing yourself from not only a possible crime scene, but you're also distancing yourself from the victim. Okay, that doesn't make sense either. So you also have the conflict, the timeline and inconsistency where uh the mother told the media that the children, the children were last seen at school on Tuesday, April the 29th. They missed 3 consecutive days, which lets us know, and we could be the investigators, and let's just be honest, guys. The investigators could be working on a very dead timeline. And not saying that the kids are deceased. What I'm saying is the timeline may be screwed. So while they think that they could be investigating children that was just missing for a few hours, these children could have been missing for a few days, which makes the timeline dead, which means that they will have to start from ground zero when they are discovered, if they are discovered, because that would let them know, you know, it would throw a timeline, a missing person's timeline can throw off an entire investigation. I'll give you an example. If they only were missing for a few hours and they wandered off, right? And if they're saying that they called the authorities immediately, this is a 4 and 6-year old. The investigators are saying that they do not believe that these children were abducted, which means could they have wandered off? So let's say that they called the police immediately when they discovered they were no longer at the home. These are 4 and 6-year-olds. They're not getting far. By this time, the investigators should have been able to find them if they wandered somewhere. But if the timeline is off, and let's say they've been gone since the 29th and they wandered off, which means they could be at a further distance because it's more time out there. So a timeline in itself can throw everything off. So while we could be looking for, okay, they went missing on this day, they could have been gone, because I find it really strange. Something that I also found strange in this investigation is the last confirmed school day for Lily and Jack was on April the 29th, okay? Because Lily was sick. So after Lily is so-called sick, she's missing days later with her brother. Now, I'm going to tell you what I think happened, okay? And this is just my thoughts, my opinion. This is not an official anything. This is just my perception. One thing that I've learned about looking at cases is that sometimes people tell half the truth. And then half of it is the truth and the other half is a lie. I do believe they were in their sleep. I do. I believe that they left the kids while them two went in the other room with the other baby and left them unattended. But I also believe that while those children were left unattended, they got into something. Okay? They got into something. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I'm hearing meth, 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 meth. I'm hearing meth a lot in this case. So I believe that they got into something while them two were sleeping. Okay? Something happened and they helped each other out. Ingested something. Yeah. That's honestly what I believe. Because with this press conference that happened yesterday, this investigation is about to do a flip. With them reeling back the search efforts, it's because sorry guys, the same information and the same inconsistencies that we the people are seeing is the same inconsistencies that they see. Because how you think an investigator feels when he sees the mother leave the entire town while her children is still nowhere to be found. That is a red flag. That is a big red flag. When parents show no concern in these type of situations, and every move they make, everything they say, every decision that they make during this time of investigation is being watched. The investigators may not say anything. Savage, do you have the press conference? I seen it. Did you want me to pull it up? I can if you like. But it's just one of those it's one of those things that's kind of uh crazy and insane. Okay? And what's crazy is that out of this entire all of these days, they went missing. Okay, they went missing on May the 2nd. We are now on the 8th. Okay? They should know something. Okay, let me see if I can pull it up here. Let's see if I can get it up here. 1 second. I'm trying to find it. I know I watched it the other day, but I could have watched it like on a news article or something and not specifically on YouTube. Mm, hold on. Is this it? Hold on, guys. I'm trying to see if this is the press conference. No. Oh Lord, I can't find it right now. I can't find it as of right now. Uh, I watched it on an article. It's like where is it? I don't think it's on YouTube. I think it's on an article. Oh, here it goes. Got it. I knew I had it. I just had to. Uh-oh. Okay. Add. There we go. Let me know if you guys can hear it and see it once I press play.
Carly McCann, Provincial Public Information Officer for the Nova Scotia RCMP. Thank you all for being here today. Bonjour, je suis la caporale Carly McCann, agent d'information publique pour la GRC en Nouvelle-Écosse. Merci de votre présence aujourd'hui. First, I acknowledge that we are in Mi'kmaq, the traditional and unceded ancestral territory of the Mi'kmaq people. I also recognize that African Nova Scotians are a distinct people whose histories, legacies, and contributions have enriched that part of Mi'kmaq known as Nova Scotia for over 400 years. Premièrement, je reconnais que nous nous trouvons aujourd'hui à Mi'kmaq, le territoire ancestral traditionnel et non cédé du peuple Mi'kmaq. Je reconnais également que les Néo-Écossais d'origine africaine constituent un peuple distinct dont l'histoire, l'héritage et les contributions ont enrichi la partie de Mi'kmaq connue sous le nom de la Nouvelle-Écosse depuis plus de 400 ans. At this time, I invite the following officers to the podium with me. Inspector Mike Ingalls, District Policing Officer for Northeast Nova District RCMP, Staff Sergeant Curtis McKinnon, Pictou County District Commander, Staff Sergeant Rob McCammon, Acting Officer in Charge of Major Crimes and Behavioral Sciences Group, and Amy Hansen, Search Manager with Colchester Ground Search and Rescue. Staff Sergeant Curtis McKinnon will provide you with an overview of the efforts to find Lily and Jack. He will review the search and investigation that began on Friday morning and provide the current status and next steps. We will take questions from media present following that. I invite Staff Sergeant McKinnon to the podium. J'invite maintenant Sergent d'État McKinnon à prendre la parole. Merci.
Thank you all for being here today. First of all, our thoughts go to the family and loved ones of Lily and Jack Sullivan, to their communities, and to everyone who's worked day and night in an effort to find the children and bring them home. Since the first 911 call was received by the RCMP, reporting that 6-year-old Lily and 4-year-old Jack had wandered away from their home on Garlick Road and Lansdowne Station, a multi-agency search has been underway. Teams have been working around the clock. This search has included many agencies, including volunteer ground search and rescue teams from across Nova Scotia and New Brunswick, the Civil Air Search and Rescue Association, known as CASERA, Department of Natural Resources Air Services, Nova Scotia Public Safety and Field Communications, Nova Scotia Guard, Joint Rescue Coordination Center, Salvation Army, the Canada Heavy Urban Search and Rescue Task Force 5, and several RCMP units, including police dog services and drone operators. Since Saturday, because we treat all missing person files as suspicious until our investigation leads us to determine otherwise, our Major Crimes Unit has been engaged. It's been an all hands on deck effort using every available resource and tool. Since the search began on May 2nd, it has been concentrated in the Garlick Road area and has covered 4 square kilometers of heavy wooded rural terrain. Up to 160 trained volunteer searchers, along with many others, have been involved in the search each day. Tens of thousands of search hours have been dedicated to scouring the area, and GSAR has confirmed that over 100 tracks have been laid using GPS and grid searches. Efforts to locate Lily and Jack have also included 2 vulnerable missing person alerts, posting their children's photos and information on Nova Scotia RCMP website and social media accounts. Our social accounts have more than 300,000 followers, and releasing information to local media as well as reporters across the country. Lily and Jack have made headlines from coast to coast. While the search has been ongoing, RCMP officers continued with the missing person investigation, speaking with family and community members to gather tips and other information that could help locate the children. We have not received any confirmed reports of sightings. Lily and Jack's family has been provided with regular updates on the search and on the missing person investigation. They've also been afforded supports. As of today, May 7th, the active search efforts to locate Lily and Jack will be scaled back. We're transitioning from a full-scale search to searches in more specific spaces that have already been searched by our teams. We want to circle back to increase the probability that all clues have been found. And when transitioning from an active search to a scaled-back search, the probability of survival is taken into consideration. I want to assure you that our missing persons investigation continues. We're not packing up, and we're not giving up. Our investigation is broad, and it won't end until we know where Lily and Jack are and can bring them home. We'll continue to investigate and chase leads for as long as and as hard as we have to. We have the best investigators working every aspect of the file. We continue to appeal to anyone who have information related to our investigation and who has not yet spoken to us to contact the Pictou County District RCMP at 902-485-4333 or Crime Stoppers. Before I close, I want to reiterate that our hearts go out to Lily and Jack's family, to the community, and the people who've worked so incredibly hard to date. Many of us have children of our own and have wanted nothing more than to reunite Lily and Jack with their loved ones. Thank you.
So with them deciding that they're going to just go back to what they've already searched, y'all, that lets us know that they know that these babies are not far. Basically, they're scaling back to where they've already, so this can include the property. This can include neighbors' property. This can include waters around the area of the home. This can include a lot of different areas that they've already walked around to and checked through. So there is something to let them know that these children did not wander off anywhere and did not get abducted either. When they say scaling back, that usually means that they probably have a clue that yes. Yeah. Yeah, they have something. There is something that makes them say scale back. And there's a reason why they are not pushing the whole abduction thing. Okay? Because they know that the kids, it's reasonings there. There's beliefs there. That's why she moved too. There's reasonings there that lets them know that these babies are not far. And whatever happened was close to home. We can put that there for sure. It was close to home. It wasn't far. And a stranger did not do it. Okay? When you look at this, the ground, the home in which they live, one second. The home that they live in like a trailered area. It's like it's like they live in a trailer. You can tell that the trailer is not kept up well at all. And the grounds is not kept up well at all. But this is not a place where like someone can come and just get them. This is one of those places where to be here is to live here. To be there is to know someone there. This is not one of them places where it's a busy area where, people coming in and out, there's constant traffic. This is not that type of place. So for them to scale it back like this, whatever happened, guys, it's close to home. Very close. The home didn't look homey at all. It didn't. Now, I'm going to play that video. Is that the part? Did I play the part that you guys wanted? That's the main part of the press conference. Are y'all good with that before we move on? Or did y'all, because the whole thing is like 28 minutes. After that, they're going to start speaking in Canadian language, and then they're going to do questions and stuff. But that's the bulk of what they had to say. Is that good enough for you guys before we move on? Is that good enough for you guys? They're zero. Yeah, they getting, that's what they're doing. They're about to go right back to home base. The target is on. Okay? That's what that means. The target is at home base. Whether they want to, they can block each other, fuss, fight, whatever they want to do. But the target is back at home. Okay. Now, remember that video I showed you guys? You good? Okay. Remember that video I showed you guys? And you guys said, why is she screaming? Why is she screaming? Okay. There's something that you guys missed in the video. I want you to pay attention to the father in his face. That's he's going to be up in the right-hand corner. And I want you to look at the stare. It's like a stare of death in his eyes. If you know, you know. Okay? I'm supposed to be looking over here, y'all. Why y'all didn't tell me I ain't looking at the camera this whole time? Lord. If you know, you know, guys. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Let me see where it goes.
Wait, my birthday.
Ready? Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Jack. Lily. Stop, honey.
Blow it, go.
You can't see it? Okay, let me make it bigger. We'll do it like this. This may be better. This right here may be a little bit better. Let me know. Turn your volumes down because Lily's screaming. Turn your volumes down. She's letting them lungs go, baby.
Ready? Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Jack. Lily. Stop, honey.
Blow it, go.
Yay.
Everybody sway.
Happy birthday.
Say happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
He is screaming. You see how he's like, but it's like a dead stare. Like you would think that I don't read nothing in his you don't see that stare in his eyes, the bishop. You don't see how he's sitting there staring like that's how he looks. He looks like, and he's just sitting there dead silent and he's just staring. Like it's a weird, creepy look that he has in his face. Or calm. Yeah, he wasn't trying to do anything. He just was sitting there staring at her. He was just like, just staring at her. Just it's a weird look in his eyes. But that's the stepfather and the mother. They both, you can tell that it's something going on here. Now, what's going on here? It all will come out. But there's something definitely going on here. It just doesn't, it's too many inconsistencies. It's too many red flags. It's too many, their stories doesn't add up. Their stories, they barely even match. Because here's what also stood out to me is we woke up and told them to be quiet because they were too loud, but then we went out because they got too quiet. What? We got up and told them to be quiet, but when they got too quiet, that's when we went to go search for them. Do you want them quiet or not? Like what's up? Because if you was off your tail, wouldn't been laid up and all hugged up and stuff with the other baby and the man, then you would have been out there with your children who you are saying is autistic. And this whole silent sliding door, how did you hear anything? I don't understand, but whatever. That doesn't even make sense. So both of them are kind of giving very lack of emotion, very inconsistent stories that the math just does not math right. Make it make sense. Yeah. Lily wasn't in distress, so why should he tend to her? She was just happy and excited for her birthday song. Yeah, that's true. That's true. She was just screaming. She was using them. She one of those screamers. You know those babies, y'all? Those kids that just scream for nothing. That's what Lily. Lily is one of them. Randomly, just use her lungs and just show you that she has them, and they be real strong. And kids that scream a lot, their lungs be so strong. She just one of them kids, y'all. She wasn't in distress or anything. But in that video, that look at his face just looked a little weird. I don't think that she was in distress in any manner, but it also, if she's saying that they have some form of autism, it could be stimulation as well that caused her to scream. Sometimes children that are autistic, when they get too much stimulation, they do have little noises and outbursts because it's just too much. So that could have been what she was going through as well. Since the mom is saying that there is some autism here. Okay. So that would explain that. The singing overstimulated her. Yeah. So she wasn't, she wasn't distressed or anything. It was just possibly just too much stimulation, too many people. It's a lot going on. And then you have the singing going on. And sometimes children that's autistic, they do things like that just to kind of throw you off, A rep from their school stated that they hadn't been in school since May yeah, that's what I just now was saying. They were out of school, guys. They're saying between May the 28th, 29th, they've been out of school for a number of days. That inconsistent timeline is also crazy to me. Because if this timeline isn't correct, investigators could be working way behind than what they think. They could possibly be working on a timeline that is way more far out than what they believe, and that can throw off any search. The first 48 hours in any missing persons case is very pivotal points of an investigation. So I pray that these parents are being honest about this timeline, because this timeline is not making sense. Because as I said earlier, I find it really, really strange that all of a sudden when Lily is sick, okay, which is the reasoning why they did not go to school, Lily is sick, and then next thing you know, Lily and her brother is missing. That is why I believe that at some point in time, either her and her brother got into something, or while these two were laid up somewhere in this house, they got into something. But I don't believe that they were kidnapped or abducted from this house. I don't even think they wandered off from this home either. I just don't. I really think whatever happened in this house happened in this house. And these two parents, because of their actions, I have no choice but to believe that there's something here that many of us are missing. With either the mother leaving and going to the next town, the inconsistent stories about the sliding door, the missing school days and then a disappearance, the autism, but all these different things about the autism that she has said, his story and her story is not making sense. It's just a lot here to where I don't believe that they wandered off anywhere. I just don't. I don't. I believe that whatever happened in this house. Then I did see someone speak out, and this is just, I look at everything, including the character, and I did see someone say that knew them personally, and this person said, now I can't say it verbatim because I can't remember it verbatim, but she says, let me see, I may have the post, guys. 1 second. Okay. So someone that knows them, she says, a few weeks ago, me and my friends had went to a cottage with the stepfather and mother of these two kids. At this time, they had only known each other for a few days after meeting on FB dating. I got a bad vibe from the stepdad. The first night we stayed there, come time for the kids to go to bed, the mother and her new boyfriend had went upstairs with Jack and Lily apparently to be put to sleep. But instead, they were fornicating with the two kids up there and three kids downstairs awake. I, for one, think that this is very gross and disturbing for any parent to do that type of thing with the kids around, especially after knowing that they just met. Just had to share my experience with these two. And this is just a character. You guys know I like to look into the character of people when I'm looking into cases, because your character kind of lets me know what traits you can possibly have. So if she would be so willingly to meet a man on Facebook, but only knowing him for a hop, skip, and a jump, that's negligent that's negligent in altogether. Reason being is this: one, he has no business at your house. One, because you don't even know who that man is. You don't know if he has any charges. You don't know if he's a SO. You don't know if he's abusive. You don't know if he likes kids. You don't know if he has a drug abuse or any vices. You don't know what this man is about, which means he had no business at your home with your children. That's one thing. But for two, to not only take this man to your house amongst your children, allow him to go upstairs in the personal bedding area, and then attempt to put the children to sleep while you fornicate, lets me know the negligence and also her character, that she's very responsible when it comes to children. If what this person is saying is found to be true, this person is saying that they know them from Nova Scotia and has met them personally. So if this woman was to do this with her children, we can only imagine the levels of neglect that happens within this household. We can only imagine how we got to the situation that we are in right now. And it could be, let alone from her neglect. I find it real strange that this post here explains what I said earlier. How do we know that they wasn't laid up with her little man? Okay. And these babies got into something, i.e., the meth that everybody is talking about. They end up passing away, possibly. Hopefully, that's not what it is. Okay. But this is just my opinion. But that would explain why I said that's what I think happened. I think they ingested something. This is giving very much ingested something. And then you have the investigators that are scaling back. Hey, OG, they're scaling back the investigation, which means they're looking right to where they have already searched the home, the lakes around the home, the rivers around the home, the woods around the home, the yard, the neighbor's house, things of that nature. So if she would have this level of neglect here, we know that there's a possibility that she can have a neglect in this case right now that's currently happening, you know, because if she's so willing, because i.e., well, as I said in the beginning of the show, why would you leave a child that you're saying that is autistic alone, unattended for hours while you lay up with a man sleeping? And then when they're too loud, as if you didn't just tell us that they're autistic, and as if we don't know that children with autism, I'm sorry, as if we don't know that children with autism, they make outbursts and noises. They're going to be loud at times. But you instead say that you got up, told them to be quiet, and then you went back to bed, and then you noticed that they were too quiet, and then you found out that they was not there. So that lets us know her level of neglect. This post alone explains possibly how we got here. Honestly and truly. When I read this story and seen the interviews, something in my spirit told me that they're lying and those kids were unalived. Yes, it's written all over. It's when you look at the dad's interview, guys, lack of emotion. You look at the mother's interview, lack of emotion. They both look like that they're trying to convince us that they care. That is honestly what they look like. They don't look like anything else. And as I said before, if my children went missing here, I'm here. My boots are on the ground here. I'm not going to no local town. I'm not going to go sleep at nowhere else. If my babies go missing here, this is where I shall be. Simple. I'm not laying up nowhere next town, next county. I don't know what they call them out there in Nova Scotia. I wouldn't be there unless I'm out there to search. But when it comes dawn time to where I know it's getting dark, maybe my babies may wander back home, or maybe I can do some extra searching locally by the house. That's where I will be. I'm not leaving my kids. I don't care about no fight outside. He can go. He's the stepdad. He can go. But I'm not going nowhere. That alone tells me a lot. Provinces. Is that what it's called? Provinces? I've never been there. It's a gorgeous place, I heard, but I've never been. I want to go. But I heard they got like bears and stuff out there. Y'all know I'm kind of scary a little bit. They got like a lot of animals, but I heard it's really pretty and beautiful. I like, I like the nurture. So I said nurture, nature. She couldn't handle that heat. She couldn't. She couldn't handle the heat. It was too much pressure, so she had to jump out the pot. She had to jump out the pot. Just because they say, well, there was an argument between two family members and the authorities told them to separate. Well, he can go over there because these ain't his kids, these mines. He can leave. I'm not going nowhere. They would have had to make me leave because I'm not going anywhere. I don't know what they're talking about, but I'm not going nowhere. Pictou County, and she left in Colchester County. Scotia, can I ask you a question? Because I did try to research what this was, but I wanted to get clarity before. So I don't know how you guys pronounce it, okay? Kmaq Nation. What is that? is that like an organization, or is it like I see they saying that their grandfather and their siblings, their family is a part of this? What is the am I saying it right? Y'all know I can't pronounce some of these, um, he definitely can leave, not me. Exactly, Destiny. Um, I am Micmac. Micmac Petty. I think it's M-I apostrophe Kmaq. And I don't think I'm saying it right, y'all. But I'm gonna research it. It's pronounced Micmac. Oh, so it is pronounced Micmac. That's me thinking too deep, huh? I'm thinking, okay, I thought it was something, because locally, guys, I've learned from doing true crime stories that if I get someone's town or county something wrong and I have it in one of my videos, the people gonna be comments and saying it's pronounced, and then they'll put it just like this. So what I've started to do is just when I see someone that is local, like they're watching my thing and they may comment or something, I'm like, can you tell me how you pronounce this? It's like, can you tell me how to say this? Because I don't want to sound like, weird. I don't want to be disrespecting y'all, y'all area. So how do you guys say this right here? So that's why I'd rather just ask. It's the indigenous community. Okay. Okay. That's what I thought. I wasn't sure though. I thought it was like an organization or indigenous. I wasn't sure. Thank you for that. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Alrighty, guys. Now I got to get ready to get up out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed the show today. Pictou is pronounced Pictou. Pictou. Okay. Pictou. Pictou. Okay. I like that. Okay. Praying for these babies. Me too. I'm praying that they're found. But I also pray that these parents are telling the truth. But something tells me, guys, if you like to dig into crimes like I do and you're a crime lover like me, then we know that this don't make no sense. We know that this doesn't make any sense at all. We do know. Okay. Alrighty, guys. Much love. Cheerio. Oh, yeah, we got the UK in here. We got Nova Scotia up in here. Okay, we Scotia Proud, and then we got the Bishop over there in the UK. We are Lily and Jack is getting international support. International eyes are watching. We are watching for the mother and father out there, just in case y'all didn't notice. We are watching, and we're watching every move you make, everything you say, every decision, every piece of the puzzle. We are watching from from the US to Nova Scotia to the UK is watching what's going on in this case. So I suggest that whatever you guys got going on over there, that you go ahead and tell us what's going on, because Lily and Jack got some supporters out here, and we watching. We watching. Okay? We are watching. I'm definitely watching. Yeah, we are watching. No problem. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you a lot. Confess up. Confess up. I'm gonna make that into a shirt. Y'all know I'm still working on I feel like that'll work on my true crime merch. Confess up. Yeah. And name it the Destiny shirt. I do stuff like that sometimes. When y'all say stuff and I turn y'all comments into like t-shirts and stuff, I will name the product after you. So if I do it, matter of fact, let me do my screenshot, because this is how I typically do it. And it will be called the Destiny shirt. So don't be surprised if you have a Destiny shirt coming up, because I will do that. I do that, y'all. I've done it a lot of times when I have royals that either they type something that I like. Bigo, no Bigo today. Bigo, you guys do not have me today. I'm going to the gym, and I got a 3-page paper that's due for my finals. Okay. So, and this is my last paper for semester. So no, I thought I would be able to give you guys an extra show. We're going to see how long the gym beat me up today and how long it takes for me to do this paper. If I can get this paper done in a good amount of time, I may pop out later on today, but we'll see. Alrighty, guys, thank you so much. And if you have not done so already, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Do not miss out on anything. I do discuss all topics of true crime, missing persons, and anything that is children and neglect or anything like that that covers children, I am on it. Okay. Saf Dubigo. I can't. I gotta go to the gym. Focus on your paper. I am. I can't. I gotta go to the gym first, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna get this paper done. I gotta get this paper done. I'm literally at an A for both of my classes right now, and I want to keep it there because we're trying to use every single of these 30 credits towards my doctorates. Okay. So I can't. If I can, then I will. Good luck on your paper, though. Thank you. Yeah, I got to get this paper done. All right, guys. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for tuning in. So, Evangelist. I thought I was forgetting. All right, Evangelist. Make sure that you message me for your raffle. Okay. Thank you for watching.